I know that many today came here today to be part of Ukrainian independence, but they came here with a heavy heart. A heavy heart because we realize what is going on in Ukraine today. Sadly, we find innocent people who are being killed. I recently went to the consulate here in the city of Chicago to sign the remembrance books for the victims who were killed in Volnovakha. And I thought to myself, this is a lesson and story in history which I have seen before. My mother was born in Lithuania. I am honored to be a first-generation American. I am honored that Lithuania stepped out to be separate from the Soviet Union, but I remember those dark days when the Soviets were sending in the tanks, killing innocent people in the streets of Vilnius, at the radio tower and other places. And I thought to myself, it wasn't just the bravery of the people who were in Vilnius. It was the determination of Lithuanians all around the world, and especially Lithuanian Americans, to stand unified in their struggle. That story is repeating itself today. A few months ago, I walked the streets of the Maidan with Senator John McCain. He's a bit of a hero in Ukraine. They're happy to see him when he returns. And we saw where innocent people demonstrating for freedom were shot down and killed in the streets of Kyiv. And then we heard that the Soviets, now Russians, were going to invade Crimea, Sevastopol. They were going to try to make this part of Russia. And I know at the time there were many who questioned whether Ukraine could fight back. A weakened economy, an army which had been devastated under the former ruler, could they fight back? And they did. And when they did, the United States said, we will stand by your side. And that is why those of us in Congress in both political parties, and we seldom agree on anything, but we agreed we were going to stand behind Ukraine in its fight to stop this incursion of the Russians. Well, the battle goes on. Some of the reports are heartbreaking. The recent report of a day or two ago, the loss of the Donetsk airport, brings to mind that this battle continues. The refusal of the rebels to enter into a ceasefire means that more innocent lives will be given. We know now that 750,000 Ukrainians have been displaced from their homes. We know that hundreds have been killed, and there's no end in sight. The United States has imposed sanctions on Vladimir Putin. We will strengthen those sanctions to protect the people in Ukraine. We will continue to send assistance to Mr. Poroshenko and all of those in Ukraine who are fighting for their country, a country which we all love.